Hi, this is Zak Mir with a review of the top cryptocurrency rises of the year and a review of maybe the first part of 2022 as well. Starting off with Binance, which has the prize for the winner. I suppose the good thing here is, and what we see with many of the cryptos, is that basically the start of 2021 saw the rise, almost the beginning of the rise, the massive rise that went from January to May. After that, obviously there was the pullback, and that pullback really illustrates the problem with cryptos, that even if they end up higher on the year or on the decade, the ride is so rocky that puts off a lot of people in terms of getting involved. The best way probably is actually to play this via stocks that invest in the crypto area rather than necessarily underlying cryptos themselves. But as far as Binance is concerned at the moment, in the near term, we've had this pullback from the November peak. Support quite strong in the $500 area, which is a bonus. In terms of what needs to happen next, we're probably looking at a line of resistance to be broken near to 610 if you're fussy. Maybe just the 50-day moving average around 580 if you are not so fussy. That could start a new leg to the upside. In terms of what that upside could be, obviously we would like to dream that the top of that rising trend channel from the beginning of the year at 950 could be the destination for Binance by the end of 2022 if we can sustain the $600 area early in the new year. On to Cardano, and here again, the start of the rally. I mean, I suppose if you could handle the January to August move, you would have been relatively happy, even though there was that sharp pullback from May down to the July low. But you've got that rising neckline there, which is, I think, very positive, maybe one of the most positive things that you'll see in this summary. Just need to break either the 50-day moving average around the $1.60 area or that resistance line there from August a little bit higher around 170. Those are the trigger points for early in 2022. We can get through the 1.7 area, let's say, early in January, then we could be looking at a 2.2 or $2.20 target there for Cardano, which I think would be quite a result. That seems to be the main resistance. That was a resistance back in May, and also the let's say the right-hand shoulder back in November. So looking encouraging there for Cardano if we can get through 1.6, 1.7. You've got the 200-day moving average there at 180 as well. Moving on to Ethereum, which I suppose is the main winner in terms of the sort of the most well-known cryptos. Here we had the stellar move from January to May, and then the sort of the 50% plus retracement, which is not what we like to see. Same again with the rally from back in July up to the end of August. Again, horrible retracement after that. Current situation is that we're in a rising trend channel, the floor of the channel just above the 3,300 level, and also the 200-day moving average. If we can hold that area early in 2022, then the target here may be for the end of Q1. I think that's a sort of punchy call, but end of Q1 could be up to $5,300 on Ethereum. Moving along to Iota, which I don't think gets quite the publicity that it may deserve. I suppose the pullback that we had from the $2.40 peak in May to the near to 0.5 or 50 cents in July was might have put off a lot of people, but the current situation is that we're in a symmetrical triangle in place since the beginning of the year. Just need to break the $1 sort of 50 area, that sort of thing. That would do the trick in terms of implying that we're on for a new leg to the upside. In terms of what that upside could be, it could be as high as the top of the rising trend channel from the beginning of the year up to the $3 area, which would be a decent move maybe for H1 2022 in terms of the price action. But as you can see, when this market moves, it can move in a 2 to 3 month period very, very strongly indeed. So that's maybe one to put on the watch list. If we can clear the 150 area, then $3 plus could be on the way for Iota. On to Ripple, which was one of the year's best performers, but just because the start of the year was, I suppose, on a dip there towards 20 cents. There were sort of issues with Ripple at the time. Its very existence was called into question. But surprise, surprise, it came back and actually went up to $1.80, which was pretty impressive. Current situation is we've got this uptrend line running through the point, or the 80 cents area. That's the main support. That's probably the dip to buy into, or that area is a dip to buy into. Otherwise, if we break the $1 area on a weekly close basis, that would be a momentum trade for a move to 140. But it's at the moment looking like we'll hold hopefully the 80 cents area and then head higher towards 130, 140 in Q1 2022. Tron is next, and here again the white knuckle ride from the April-May peak, which is enough to put most people off, I think. Here we've got support line there around the 7 cents area, and that is one that we would hope would hold. We've had a couple of tests above it, and so far that looks as though that will hold. But above the 7 cents area, then hopefully up towards 9 cents initially, and then the main resistance here, post-September resistance, around 12 cents. At this stage, most of these markets don't look like they're going to break down. They look like they will hold up quite well. One of the better examples, maybe, of the rocky ride that we've seen over the past few months comes here. We've got a double top here around the $300 area for Zcash. Major support here, I suppose, coming in from the July uptrend line. That's looking pretty healthy still for this market, so that's around $120. Ideally, that holds over the initial part of 2022. That's also the area of, just below the area of the 200-day moving average. We can get away with no price action below the 200-day line at 144. Then we would be all the more optimistic that this market can then head back to retest the $300 area, which was the level of this market as recently as the end of November. But everything here for Zcash relying on the market holding $120, which at the moment it looks like it could. If you're looking at Stellar, rather, here we've got an uptrend line again after the rather horrific pullback from back at 70 cents in May. 25 cents looks like the major, or 20 to 25 cents looks like the major support of this market. Ideally, we see no price action in January below that zone, and then we can head back to the 40 cents area for the end of Q1 2022. Anything above 40 cents before the end of Q1 2022, I think, would be a bonus for this market. Finishing off with a couple of smaller ones. First is NEO, and here we're really right at the support area. You can see that old resistance in January has become new support around the low 20s, mid to low 20s here. So while we're above the $20 area, hopefully this market can consolidate and head back to at least the 200-day moving average, which is currently at $42. Anything below 20 probably risks then a move into the mid-teens. But at this stage, given the way that this market seems to be mirroring what we're seeing in other markets, we would be hopeful that the main near-term support, post-summer support, will hold over the near term. Finishing off with a small riser, we've got Dash. Again, very similar to NEO. We've got that horizontal support line there from back in January, February. That's around the $120 area, and while we're above that, looking for at least an intermediate rebound to the $180 area, which is the area of both the 50 and 200-day moving averages at the moment. That's it for me today, and let's see where the cryptos go over 2022.